Hey guys, Sheena here. I hope you can hear me good over the TV in the background. My shirt says American Dreams. I like this shirt because it's I feel like it can go either way. Like I like to wear it as sarcasm sometimes depending on where I'm at. Like American Dreams. Or it's just, you know, could be something positive too. You know? Like I'm a walking American dream. So I wanted to talk about how if you have a parent that is that is narcissistic, that could work out for your benefit. In one, there's one way that I could think about how that could work for your benefit, and that is that you will become more confident, or you'll have no choice but to learn just how to be confident in yourself and to love yourself, because you'll realize that this person has an issue. They have a personality issue, and which has nothing to do with you. Um, and that can be a hard thing to come to, because sometimes some of the things they pick at might be true about you, but they magnify the things that are quote unquote wrong with you. You know what I mean? So you could be like, well, I guess that's semi true, but so what? You know what I'm saying? Like everyone has what they call flaws. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that doesn't mean that you're not a wonderful person, and that's what narcissists, you know, maybe don't understand about themselves. Maybe they're just projecting that. They think that because they're not perfect and because they have flaws, that they hate themselves. And you know how the old adage goes, that people project onto others how they see themselves. And especially with narcissistic parents, I heard that they view you as an extension of them. So they're going to be extra hard on you, just like they are in themselves. One thing I noticed that these type of people do is that, specifically I'm talking about parent, is they flaunt or brag about other people's lives to you. So they will cut you down and insult you every other second. And it doesn't have to be. The funny thing about insults sometimes is that it doesn't always come out like, oh, you're a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Unless they're angry. Unless you trigger them, they'll probably talk to you like that. But it might come out as, it just kind of slips out within conversation. And you're like, whoa, they just like, they just keep insulting me. Like, they just keep cutting me down, or like saying critical things that at me, like right, covertly, like right there. So, anyways, but you have to learn that what I like to do is that having this type of parent or something that could trigger highly emotional situations. Because this is why. Because the narcissist parent is like a walking logical fallacy. And when people use logical fallacies on you, like straw man arguments and ad hominem attacks, so straw man arguments are when you say one thing and they say another. Like, I like the color purple. Oh, so you mean to tell me no other color is good enough? You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, it brings confusion. It brings a lot of emotion and a lot of confusion. Um, and that's what they do to whatever you say, because whatever you say is always wrong also. So they're going to attack you in a logical fallacy way, or they'll do an ad hominem attack. If you say, well, I don't think vaccines are good, well, they'll say, well, you're not a doctor, right? Who the f are you to say those kind of things? Okay, that's ad hominem. I'm going to personally attack you because I don't like what you're saying. So this is what they use, a lot of this, which brings a lot of emotion, a lot of feelings of confusion. And so I feel like it's important if you know somebody like this to try to think and put things and write things down into words to try to make sense out of what is going on so that it will help you in turn not to react as emotionally because you're understanding what's happening here as where when they do attacks it brings confusion and emotion. But if you're like, wait a minute in your mind, this is a logical fallacy, this is a demented way of their thinking, I'm not going to react, or I understand, or just like, not, just like you know what's going on. Like, I know what's going on here. I don't really have to react. It's just part of their demented thinking, you know? Yeah, it still sucks or whatever, but like at least you kind of understand what's going on so that you don't really necessarily have to feel that confusion. Or if you do, you're like, okay, I'm just feeling this confusion or these emotions because these logical fallacies are being used on me. So, some things I noticed about being around a narcissist parent is that there's a hard time thinking. It's hard to think around them in their, and it's just very difficult because there's always a problem. There's a lot of stress. And then they constantly pick out what is wrong with you, which I already said. Constantly. I mean, everything. You know, you're gaining weight, or you have dark circles under your eyes. They're not really full of mercy at all, really, or grace. They're also constantly needy, asking for favors. I think that this may be a part of their superiority complex. Well, they really feel inferior on the inside, so they have to try to act superior on the outside. But I think that them telling you something to do, like, can you do this for me, is a way that they're saying, I have mastery over you when you do what I say. And if you don't do what I say, then you know what's going to happen next. They're going to get pissed off at you. So I think it's just a way of them thinking or feeling like they have mastery over you when they constantly ask for favors. It's not normal. It's very abnormal because some people might think, well, what's wrong with people asking for favors? No. It's a constant. They always need you to do stuff for them because they want to control you and push you around or something. I don't know. It's really dysfunctional. The constant blame shifting, right? The constant blame shifting. They talk if you hear their inner talk, it's really sad. It's very poor inner talk. And they talk to themselves badly and they talk to others badly and they do a lot of blame shifting. Oh, like if they did something wrong, they'll be like, why didn't you stop me? You saw that I was doing this. Why didn't you help me? Why didn't you stop me? So now it's your fault because they did something wrong. And it could be something really stupid too. I turned the wrong way, driving. I put on the sheets the wrong way. I mean, anything. You always owe them for the nice things that they've done for you. Nothing is ever given freely. They will act like they're giving all this to you, and then they get easily offended. Like, oh, I've done all this for you, or okay, for instance, say you have kids and they give to your kids gifts or whatever. And you know how kids are. They just say whatever. And the kids are like, oh, wow, how much did that... No. They could say, yeah, how much did that cost? They'll become offended. Like, oh, what do you need to know? You know what I mean? Or if, say they've given your kids have seen them as a person who always gives them gifts and buys them nice things for their birthday or Christmas. And so the kid is like, oh, I want, how kids are. They'll say extravagant things because they don't really have an understanding of how much something costs or whatever. And it's not their fault. So the kid will be like, I want a Lamborghini for my birthday. You know what I mean? Like a 6-year-old. I want a Lamborghini for my birthday, or I want a dirt bike. Well, they'll turn around and be like, well, what do you think I am? Do you think I have all this money? Like, what do you see me as? Like a money bank? A bank? Okay. See how they are? Like, they don't take the time to think, oh, like, they're 6. Like, they really don't understand. Like, and just be joking around with them. Like, I don't know if I could get you a Lamborghini. You know what I mean? Like, they'll just be like, oh my gosh, like, goodness, you think I'm like full of money? It's total mind fuck, because they'll buy and buy and buy stuff and things for kids. And then when the kids ask for something, they'll turn it around on them. Oh, what do you think I am? You know, just like, it's really sad. It's really sick. They when you're around this narcissistic parent, they will constantly test you to see if you meet their expectations, and they'll test your kids too. Oh, let me see how much they know. Not because they wanted to. Oh, well, they don't know this. You need to do this with them. Da 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 da. Da da da. I listened to somebody on here on YouTube that says da 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 da. Now it's freaking rubbing off on me. So yeah, they test you to see if you meet their expectations, if your kids meet their expectations. Everything is a test with them. Because when you're around a narcissistic parent, you are constantly under scrutiny. You're constantly being scrutinized and judged, and mostly they're disappointed about what they're observing. It's definitely not meeting their expectations. They don't even meet their own expectations. Yeah, you're not meeting their expectations, and neither are your kids. And they can do a better job than you also. They expect you to be fully attentive to their needs. They don't feel that they need to ask you for anything. They feel that you need to observe the situation and just like help them all the time. You need to be constantly attentive to their needs. If not, they're gonna get pissed off at you. And if, like, say they're like busy cleaning and you're just relaxing on the couch or whatever, if you don't get up and help them, holy shit, they'll be like, you're lazy, you're just sitting there doing nothing, instead of saying, hey, could you help me do this really quick? Well, there they go, asking for favors. But they can never just do anything and not expect other people to be doing it also at the same time. Yeah, you don't take care of yourself well enough for their expectations either. So like I said, yeah, your life is constantly under their scrutiny, and you also are a nuisance to them. When you do not line up to their expectations, you're a nuisance. So the whole point, basically, within a narcissistic parent dynamic is that something is wrong with you. And they will let you know about it. They will definitely let you know. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say on if you have a narcissistic parent or involved in that dynamic. Just be of good cheer, because they'll just help you understand what this is about and think about it in a more, like something's wrong with them, you know what I mean? And they have darkened eyes, like the Bible says. If your eyes are dark, everything is dark, and their eyes are definitely darkened. But be full of light.